Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Tom Sherry. Whitney is off tonight. Well, at the beginning of November, Family Promise in Spokane reported a COVID-19 outbreak at its shelters.
Today it is reporting a total of 35 guests and 3 staff members who tested positive, but most of all of them have recovered and completed their 2-week quarantine period. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley spoke to one of the first families to test positive there, and she shares what the pandemic has been like for them without a place to call home.
We are all struggling in some way during this pandemic, but imagine living through it with no home to call your own.
You became homeless right at the beginning of the pandemic in March. I can't imagine that wasn't easy.
No, not at all. Just, that level of uncertainty.
Becca Wells is a single mom to 3 children.
Are you good?
For a time, they stayed at the Union Gospel Mission, just as the world shut down.
While we were there, there was next to nothing that we could do as far as getting out of our homeless situation because, one, everything else was locked down too, and people were trying to figure out, well, how do we serve and help?
In June, they moved to the Open Doors shelter operated by Family Promise of Spokane. Becca says both shelters enforced social distancing, but sharing space with several other families was not easy.
And it's hard to tell your kids that, they can't go over there and play with those kids from that family because we're supposed to be social distancing.
Meantime, she was also doing everything she could to find a home for her family, taking responsible renters courses and searching for apartments. But on November 5th, Becca and her 8-year-old son tested positive for COVID-19. They were one of the first families at Open Doors to contract the virus.
That had to have been frustrating.
To some, but I am a very high-spirited person, and the fact that, like I said, through all of this, my mantra has been, it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. And the only thing I can control is myself.
She says it is likely they got the virus from another family at the shelter. They quarantined in a hotel provided by the health department.
It was not easy at times because I've got 2 boys who are rambunctious and want to run around and play.
A month later, Becca and her son are fully recovered.
So not only good news about recovering from the virus, you have plans to be moving into an apartment with your family. How does that feel?
So amazing.
Hold on, baby.
She signed the lease today and once again, finally has a place to call her own.
It's exciting. We literally just got the keys today, and in fact, this is my copy of my lease.
In Spokane, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Great story.
Yeah, good luck to her.
In other coronavirus news, 3 new Grant County COVID-19 deaths are now being connected to outbreaks at a long-term care facility.
All those who died had underlying conditions that put them at higher risk for severe complications due to COVID-19. That's according to the health district. As of Friday, McKay Healthcare and Rehab Center in Soap Lake, Lake Ridge Center and Columbia Crest in Moses Lake, they're experiencing outbreaks. An isolation and quarantine strike team from the Washington Department of Health has been requested to assist McKay with additional precautions.
To tracking coronavirus, Spokane Regional Health reports now 418 new cases of coronavirus. There is also 1 new death for a total now of 251 people who've died in the county of COVID. And 109 people are currently hospitalized. To date, more than 15,700 cases have occurred countywide. And despite many states having strict travel restrictions, some folks still feel that they have to travel for Thanksgiving.
TSA is expecting another 1 million travelers to pass through its checkpoints today. With that, we want to head back out to the Spokane International Airport where Regina On is reporting tonight. Regina, we spoke to you at 4 and at 5, and that place was a ghost town.
Yeah.
Is that still the case right now?
Yes, Mark, that is absolutely still the case right now. I think you really nailed it there. It is a ghost town out here. I mean, take a look behind me. What is normally a bustling area with a lot of cars sort of dropping off their loved ones or picking up their loved ones is empty right now. You see a couple people trickling in and out, and obviously we did have a landed Southwest flight just a couple minutes ago, and it looks like there's about 5 or 6 people that just landed. So really dead. And you know, on one hand it is a little bit bittersweet, but on the other hand it's a good thing, because of course the CDC is advising people to not travel right now, stay inside, and really don't do much, especially during these next 2 weeks where COVID-19 numbers are expected to surge. But take a look at some video as well that we shot earlier this afternoon. We were here at around 4 o'clock, and again, I mean, that was the most that we saw. You know, 1 or 2 people checking in, checking out over at United, Delta. Really, all of the airlines pretty much dead today. One person told me that they were here for 1 day and they were here for a family death, and it was of course one of those things that you don't want to do, but it was something you had to do. So that's why they're here. A lot of people that I talked to today, it was either for work, a family emergency, or it wasn't really for fun. One guy, Zane Allred from 9 Mile Falls, told me today that he's going for work. He's a gold mine engineer, and he says that, you know, with all this COVID-19 stuff, it's just really been hard as he prepares to take off for work.
This COVID stuff is a pain in the butt and puts a big damper on everything, but I'm still going.
Between you and me, it was actually pretty empty, and so I was pleasantly surprised, but I came real ready. I have like the seat wipes and the hand wipes. Oh, yeah.
Sexton there who told me that he is prepared with his sanitizer, his gloves, seat wipes, and you know, that's how you want to do it if you do come out to travel here at the Spokane International Airport. Make sure you're ready, you have all your goodies with you, and try not to spend too much time interacting with other people. Again, a couple of changes that I saw just from last week, like those plastic plexiglass at the TSA lines and those stickers on the ground, just to make sure that you are far away from people. But for the most part, pretty dead, as you can see. Kind of weird. Okay, 2 cars that just pulled up, so so I guess that's busy for now. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys live here in Spokane. Regina on KREM 2 News.
Regina, thank you very much. Tom, it's kind of a strange thing, because on one hand, I guess you're glad that people are kind of heeding the advice of our local public health officials and not traveling.
And we're doing the right thing here in Spokane.
Yeah, at the same time, it's just, I mean, I guess it's just 2020, right?
Well, and it is 2020, and there are employees at the airport. Right. And there are airlines that have to stay in business. So here's what we promise: as soon as this is all over, we're going to travel.
Yeah, there we go.
And
Deal.
we're going to be on the. We're going to visit you folks at the airport. But boy, everybody, you know, I think that's a real positive tonight. That everyone has been doing a great job of trying to stay at home even during Thanksgiving. All right, it is 33 degrees right now. As you can see, the wind is out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour, and we've got a little bit of light snow falling in areas of northern Idaho, but much drier weather is headed our way, and we could see some patchy freezing fog overnight with a low of 28 degrees on Thanksgiving Day. Mostly cloudy. I'm thinking dry weather and a high of 40. Under normal circumstances, it would be a great day to get out and play that tackle or that flag football game that folks like to play just before they come in for dinner. But we're not doing that, apparently. Still, it is a great day to maybe get out and take a walk before dinner. How about that? We'll talk about the weekend forecast. Partly cloudy skies, dry weather continuing. 45 Saturday's high, 42 on Sunday. I'll have a look at your 10-day outlook coming up in just a couple of minutes. Mark?
Looking forward to that, Tom. Thank you very much. Well, yesterday we wrapped up Tom's Turkey Tuesday, and by 3 p.m. yesterday, all the meals had been handed out, 11,000 of them. That means with your help, thousands of families won't go hungry tomorrow. Next, we share the best moments from this year's Tom's Turkey Drive.